our learning target today. I will be able to solve problems involving tables of equivalent ratios. Step 1. Draw a table. Step 2. Place the titles or labels in the first boxes if not already provided. Step 3. Place the given ratio next under the appropriate titles. Make sure you have them in the correct order. Step 4. From the original ratio, multiply to determine the remaining boxes. So my picture here shows that I had 2 cups of sugar for every 1 cup of water. So I'm going to figure out how I filled in this table. So I went from 2 down to this box and I multiplied by 2. I went back to the 2 and now I came down to this box and multiplied by 3. I went back to the 2 and went down to this box by multiplying by 4. Whatever you do to one side of the table has to match to the other side of the table to make it equivalent. So going from 1 down to this box, I also multiplied by 2. To go back to the 1 to get to this box, I multiplied by 3. And going back to the 1 to get down to this box, I multiplied by 4. Again, these numbers will match at every level. Once your table is complete, then you will be able to answer questions. Completing ratio tables with random empty boxes. First, you're going to look for a relationship in the table. This could be up or down or side to side. At 6th grade, our focus is mainly on multiplication and division, so look for these operations first. So here's my example. When I'm missing boxes, I find 2 boxes that I can connect to one another. In this case, I can connect the 3 and the 9 through multiplication, and that would be times 3. So now I'm going to work in reverse because I don't know what number I am starting with up here, but I know that I multiplied something by 3 to get me 15. So you have to say 15, what times 3 gives me 15? And that answer is 5. From there, now I should be able to fill in the rest of the information. Always look for 2 numbers that you know. In this case, I know 5 and 10. 5 times something gives me 10, that's times 2. And remember, at the same level, we'll be multiplying by the same number. So over here with the 3, we can go back and fill in this missing box by multiplying 3 times 2, which is 6. Now I know we can connect the 5 with the 20. 5 times something gives me 20. It's times 4, which means also on that level, the number that I'm missing at this level would also be multiplied by 4, and 3 times 4 is 12. Now I can connect the 3 and the 15. 3 times something gives me 15, that's 5. And that means that 5 times 5 gives me the missing piece of 25. Never assume that these numbers here go in numerical order. So you will not always find it 2, 3, 4, 5. You could find it skipping numbers. You have to be very aware of how you're getting from one number to another. Sometimes you need to look side to side in a table if you can't find a pattern between numbers going up and down. So if looking from here to here, I cannot get from 7 to 10 through multiplication or division. So in this case, I want to look either left to right or right to left. So because I have a 30 and a 10, 10 times something gives me 30, that's times 3, which means going from right to left, I am multiplying by 3. Not left to right, right to left. If I'm going from left to right, I'm actually dividing by 3. So 7 times 3 is 21. 27 divided by 3 is 9. 15 times 3 is 45. So here's an example. To make paper mache, the art teacher mixes water and flour. For every 2 cups of water, she needs to mix 3 cups of flour to make the paste. Find equivalent ratios for the ratio relationship, 2 cups of water to 3 cups of flour. Represent the equivalent ratios in the table below. So I'm starting off with cups of water, which are 2, and 3 cups of flour. Now from there, I can fill in the table. When you are given freedom to fill in a table, you can go ahead and just start with the numbers times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. Going back to the original number, now I'm going to choose times 3. Times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Going back to the original number, I'm going to multiply times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. Back to the original number. Going to multiply by 5. Going to multiply 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. And 2 times 5 is 10. Next question. Javier has a new job designing websites. He is paid at a rate of $700 for every 3 pages of web content that he builds. Create a ratio table to show the total amount of money Javier has earned in ratio to the number of pages he has built. So when he builds 3 pages, he earns $700. We're going to multiply both of the 3 and the 700 by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. 700 times 2 is 1,400. Now we're going to go times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 700 times 3 is 2,100. Times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 700 times 4 is 2,800. Times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 700 times 5 is 3,500. Times 6. 3 times 6 is 18. 700 times 6 is 4,200. Times 7. 3 times 7 is 21. 700 times 7 is 4,900. And times 8. 3 times 8 is 24. And 700 times 8 is 5,600. And now we have a question. Javier is saving up to purchase a used car that costs $4,200. How many web pages will Javier need to build before he can pay for the car? So he absolutely needs to build 18 pages. And the information was found right in the table.